Wilson with Boise's Best Real Estate, and I am privileged to be your military relocation expert. And I know there's a lot of questions when it comes to purchasing a home with your VA benefits, and I want to answer some of those questions for you today.
Okay, so my first question today is, who is eligible for a VA loan? I know there's a lot of different things that people hear, who's eligible, who's not. Tell me about that.
That's a good question, because a lot of times people think if they've ever been in the military, they are eligible for a VA loan. What it is, active duty, National Guard, reserves, or anybody that's been in the military that has anything but a dishonorable discharge should be eligible for a VA loan.
So what's the advantage of a VA loan versus, let's say, any other type of loan?
Good question. So there are a couple great advantages to a VA loan. The first one that pops out and usually gets people interested in a VA loan is it's zero down. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. The other advantage that really affects your monthly payment a lot is there's no mortgage insurance like you're going to find on a typical government loan or a conventional loan that you have less than 20% down.
So is VA really zero down? I mean, there's a lot of scams and things out there that say this is zero down, this is zero down, you end up having to pay for something. Is it really zero down?
So I mentioned that VA is a zero down loan program, and you hear about zero down programs all the time. And at the end of the day, people usually end up bringing in some money. So what does that mean with VA? With VA, it is honestly zero down. You come in with absolutely no down payment, and the VA is going to guarantee your loan back to the lender.
So I've heard from some people that a VA loan is harder to get than other loans. Is that true?
No, actually, a VA loan is very simple to get. No more complicated than a normal loan, and if you've got a good VA lender, then they will make it super simple. There are one or two extra documents you may need that you're going to have right at your disposal that are going to be your military documents.
So when I apply for my VA loan, what documentation am I going to need? I know that I have a lot of paperwork from the military, and I know the lenders are going to need paperwork, so what paperwork do I need?
So the documentation that you're going to need is pretty simple. It's the normal stuff. 2 months bank statements, 2 months pay stubs, 2 years taxes, and then if you are no longer in the military, you'll need your DD-214, and if you need help getting that, we can help you with that. Or if you are still in the military, then your COE, and if you don't have that, then your lender can apply for that for you. So super simple.
So should I buy a home when I know that I'm going to be PCSing in the future?
So you know that you're not going to be at your base forever, and so we hear, well, I know that at some point I'm going to PCS to another base. Should I buy a home? Yeah, absolutely. If you don't have your orders and you know that owning a home is going to make your family feel more secure, you're now going to have a house you can do things to, or you simply don't want to live on base, then buying a home is a great investment, and then we can talk about what to do when you are PCSed.
So I know that I'm going to be PCSing. So what are my options once I own this house when I do PCS?
Good question. Okay, so you've got your orders, you're being PCSed out, you've bought this beautiful home, and now what do you do with it? We're going to look at what your home is currently worth, and we're going to see if those numbers look like something that financially you should sell your home, and that would give you money to go into another home at your new base, or whether keeping that home as an investment property or as a rental might be a great start to your investment portfolio. A lot of times we try to make sure that your payments aren't much off of your VAH, so that when you leave, if you want to make it as a rental, you know that that monthly figure is going to fall into the next guy's VAH.
So I know that USAA is the thing we use for everything. So do I have to use USAA to get my VA loan?
No, you absolutely do not have to. USAA, we understand, is used for a lot of things with the military. They do a great job. However, at the end of the day, they are just a bank. So you want to treat them like you would any other lender. And yeah, we may get a hold of them, see what their rates look like, see what their processes are. But we really want to get the best deal for you and have you meet with somebody that you feel comfortable with. The disadvantage with USAA is the fact that they don't have an office for you to walk into, so you're not meeting with a person that if you have a question, you can call that person, feel like they care. So again, we're going to look at them like we would any other lender, but no, you do not have to use them.
And can I buy an investment property using a VA loan, or can I just buy a regular house?
That's a great question. Now, if you were purchasing a single family home, you wanted to use it as a rental property, I'm going to flat out tell you no, you cannot do that. However, if you want to buy a duplex, a triplex, up to a fourplex, and you have the intent to live in one of the units, then absolutely. And so let's say you buy a triplex. Now you've got somebody living in 2 of the units and they're paying you rent. You're living in the 3rd unit as your primary residence. Technically, you may be getting enough money from those other 2 units to pay for your entire mortgage payment, and to boot, you still have your BAH. So that's a great option for a lot of people.
Okay, so let's say I just got out of the military. I've heard from certain people that you have to wait 2 years in a new job before you can even get into a new house. Is that true, false? Let's break that down.
This is a really cool thing with VA, because they recognize with VA that you've spent a lot of time giving back to your country and serving and obtaining a lot of skills. This is kind of like college. They do the same thing for college graduates. If you've just graduated from college or you've just gotten out of the military, they count that towards your work experience. And so you don't need 2 years of work experience in order to qualify for a loan. You can come in straight out, as long as you've got a job of some sort. It doesn't even have to be the same thing you were doing in the military. And you meet all the other qualifications. You can buy a house as soon as you're out.